much. How are you doing?
We're doing good. I'm actually really excited to see this. Apparently, it's a good print and fabulous sound system, so that's going to be good. It'll be my second time. We had a screening about 6 weeks ago up in Sacramento, and it's really great. It's actually it's a great story. It's very twisted, and it was so twisted that it required the talents of a very singularly twisted actor. And I present Lucinda Jenney.
Soft soap.
She is a real psycho, and I think it really comes out.
Jourdan, the director, is he's a very amiable guy. A lot of fun to work with. Really enjoyed that. It makes all the difference in the world. And the writers. Also, and the producers, Joe and Kevin. It was a good group, really good group. The thing about the independents is that it's often the new guys coming up. So it's a lot of fun to see people when they're just testing their waters.
I play the character John, and I'm a real kind of a white knight to poor Michelle Page here, who is the ingenue, who is trying to dispose of her dead father's ashes. And
grieving. She's in grieving process, and we're a loving couple.
And I give her a ride home, and I was going to give her a ride into town. And just have to stop off at my place just to tell my wife that I'll be late for dinner, and it really goes downhill from there. So.
It's such a great independent horror film, psychological thriller, and to see all these people show up here, I'm so blessed. It really is. It's great.
Yeah, it is. It's thrilling. It's like a ride, you know.
Yeah. So I play Mara, and he plays my brother.
And a ballerina. And, no, not really.
He's a perfect ballerina, is he not? No. So we, our father passes away, and I go home to get his ashes to take it to Rogue River, where he used to take us growing up, camping and fishing, and I run into Mr. Bill Moseley, and he walks me back to my car. And
he just comes off like a sweet old cod.
He seems like a nice guy who drives a BMW, and my car's towed. And so he says, well, let me take you into town, and we'll get you a motel. And
apparently taking rides from strangers is okay if they drive a BMW.
But he comes across so sweet in the beginning of the film.
And that's what's so brilliant about this guy and his work, is that he can turn on that creep like nobody I've ever seen before. But he also,
genius.
His natural demeanor is just...
He's
the sweetest guy on the planet.
And he's such a jokester, believe it or not. But anyway, so he walks me back to my car, and I end up at his cabin, and craziness happens in that cabin.
I know you just wrapped on, or you're working on Hostel 3, or you guys just finished. What can you tell us at all about Hostel 3? It's called Hostel 3?
Exactly. Yeah, it's called Hostel 3. I'm in it, and so are some other people. And it's going to be a bloodbath. That's pretty much it, though.
What's up next for you?
I actually am doing a movie this fall or winter called Stingy Jack. It's a horror film that Jason Priestley's starring in. Well, and there's other horror icons as well, Lou Temple and a bunch of others that are doing it. And it's a great script. It's about Halloween and the horrorness of that. And it's going to be good.
Well, we basically were just reading scripts for a long time, and we finally came across this script. Kevin Haskell wrote it. It was a phenomenal script. Written, the story, it just had an impelling storyline. It's very disturbing. We knew we were taking that risk, but at the same time, we wanted to kind of be original. So many of these horror films kind of have the same genre, same storyline, just different characters in that storyline. So we kind of wanted to find something very original. We think we did, and it's a journey. It's a disturbing journey.
Have you seen the movie yet?
No, and I'm really bad about horror films, so I told him I'm going to sit on the aisle so I can leave periodically and hide. The only reason I'm here tonight is because he did it.
Because from the show, we've just, I don't know, Pat and I we've never lost our contact. She was like a real mom to me, and it was, going through all the tough times, good times, bad times, and it was, I don't know. It's so cool to have that support. I mean, we built this company from scratch. We're, like she said, we're on our third film. I mean, as long as we can turn profit for our investor, I think we'll do fine.
every project is actually different. It depends on what the movie is, really. Not specifically horror movies being a different approach, but it's definitely this score to Rogue River, one that's ambient and filled with a lot of tension. So it's kind of getting in a mindset of, an uncomfortable place. So it's, you kind of live in an uncomfortable place mentally as you're working on it for the duration. And I guess in other movies, if it's a family movie, you live in a happy place. So I don't know. I would say that Rogue River is actually one of those that has more of the sound designy, ambient kind of feels to it. Most of the music isn't so musical. It's more sound exploration, and there is a thematic, musically thematic moments in the beginning and ending, but for the most part, we're thinking tension sonically. So it was a lot of just building tension and making it so that people are gripping their seats either at home or in a theater or wherever they're watching it.